coming to you from an undisclosed location somewhere deep in the heart of the Santa Monica Mountains. Today is Friday or thereabouts, and I'm all over the map with my tinfoil hat. So thanks for watching. It is the name of the Friday show, all over the map with my tinfoil hat. And we're going to get right into it. Camera 2, right over there. Congressman makes troubling JFK assassination claims, raises big red flags. Whoa! Conspiracy 101. We'll get into that, but first a word from our very trusted sponsor.
One of the biggest factors behind aging is the drop in our body's natural collagen production. This collagen drop starts in your 20s, and by your 40s and 50s, your skin is basically starving for it, leading to visible signs of aging like wrinkles, sagging skin, joint discomfort, and brittle nails. Unfortunately, most collagen supplements on store shelves don't provide the nutrients and absorption your skin needs. This is why I take collagen. Folks, I take it every day, and I'm obsessed with how much it improves my skin. This amazing multi-collagen provides 5 types of premium collagen that my body actually needs to rebuild skin from the inside out. My results are smoother skin, more elasticity, fewer fine lines, and a youthful glow. Plus, it mixes easily into my coffee or tea. Has zero flavor, no clumps, making it easy for me to stick with it. Help rejuvenate your skin with ageless multi-collagen. Why, it's 51% off now. And that's healthwithla.com, healthwithla.com. Plus, order today to receive free VIP live health and fitness coaching for life, a free ebook entitled The 14 Foods for Amazing Skin, a 60-day satisfaction guarantee, and free shipping. Once again, this offer is only available for a limited time at our website, healthwithla.com. That's healthwithla.com. Folks, there's a 60-day money-back guarantee. It's got 5 key types of collagen from 4 different sources. There's nearly no odor or taste, unlike bone broth or other collagen supplements. Free shipping with every order. Folks, check it out, healthwithla.com, healthwithla.com.
I mean, here's the deal. Conspiracy theorists, that phrase came about from a JFK assassination. And the way it came about was something like this. The Warren Report came out. It's like a gazillion pages. And anyone who disagrees with the Warren Report, whoa, you're a conspiracy theorist. So you're labeled, you're disparaged, you're made fun of. Well, the government would never lie to us. Ooh, boy, oh boy, right? So here it is, decades later, and conspiracy theories have existed since the infamous killing. Bum, bum, bum. Congressman Tim Burkett, I would love to get him on the show. If any of you have a way of contacting him, please let me know. But I would love to get Mr. Burkett on the show. Congressman Tim Burkett believes it's likely multiple shooters killed President John F. Kennedy. JFK was murdered on November 22nd, 1963, when he was shot multiple times while driving through Dallas in a vehicle without a top. The official government stance is that Lee Harvey Oswald, here we go, was the lone shooter and acted without help. Many people did not believe that story. Right here, I never believed it from when I was, he was killed when I was 13. Warren Report came a couple of years later. By this time, I'm like 15 or 16, and I'm going like, not buying this. Not buying this. And they never showed us the Zapruder film. Remember that? And just so you know, one of the news anchors, I can see him, but the name escapes me. I think it was Donaldson. I could be wrong on that. So not trying to disparage anyone here, but this particular news anchor came up and told the American people, and by the way, this is the days of 3 channels, all right? You had ABC, NBC, and CBS. That was it. It's not like today where you've got all sorts of channels and Roku and all these other things. 3 channels. And this particular news anchor comes on and he says, I've seen the Zapruder film and Kennedy's head goes forward like this. Once again, that's adding weight to the whole conspiracy theory that Oswald, or the non-conspiracy theory that Oswald acted alone. And, I saw the Zapruder film and his head goes back. Well, fast forward a few years later, and I watched this live when Geraldo Rivera, on his show, this is decades ago, actually ran the Zapruder film. The entire audience gasped, and so did I. I think millions of people who were watching it couldn't believe what they were seeing. And it was a real coup for Geraldo Rivera. So Kennedy's like this, and he's kind of holding his throat, and Jackie's in front of him. When Jackie turns, the headshot comes from where I believe is the grassy knoll. His head snaps back and to the left, and the rest is history. So let's continue. Conspiracy theories about the shooting became popular almost as soon as it happened, and they definitely are not slowing down. So here you can see, go to camera B, John Adam, other than the muscle after 60. So here we go. Here's Kennedy in Dallas, and you will notice something right here. I'm going to take my arrow and show it to you. You see these handles? So you've got Secret Service guy right here, and he knows this guy right here is the guy that runs at the limo and tries to jump on before the shots ring out, and he's told to stand down. I actually show that clip. You'll notice right here, there's a handle on this side and there's a handle on this side. This man was supposed to be standing on the bumper. There's a platform where the bumper would be. There was a nice, comfortable platform. So you have two guys standing on the back on a limo, basically shielding JFK from any type of nonsense from the rear. And the moment a gunshot would have rung out, these guys would have leaped on the president, but they weren't there. They were told to stand down. They were told to stand down. Where? At Love Field. There's a clip I have. I showed it at conferences where the Secret Service guys are running along the limo, and they're about to hop on the back, and the guy in the back, the guy in the limousine behind them goes like this. And they're told to stand down. The Secret Service man does this like 3 different times, like, what? And then he turns and he watches the limousine go without adequate protection. Without adequate protection. Let's continue. Tim Burkett floats theory of multiple JFK shooters. Members of Congress are currently opening back up the investigation into JFK's death with the task force on declassification of federal secrets. So here's the deal. It's just like the 80,000 pages of JFK documents. If you have anything that's incriminating and you're part of a secret organization and you control the narrative and you control what's released, what do? You have a dumpster fire right here. You just put the stuff in the dumpster, in the circular file, and pour a little lighter fluid on it, take it out in the parking lot, and light the thing on fire at 1 o'clock in the morning, and nobody ever knows because no one's in the file. Nobody knows what's in the file because the files are kept secret, except for a few people. I'm just saying. Okay. Congressman Burkett thinks there's a lot of unanswered questions about the killing and that a cover-up has existed going back to the 1960s. He said the following in part in a video tweeted Tuesday. The attending physician at the hospital told us the way the bullets entered and where they came from. They came from 2 different directions, and there were 4 bullets fired. It was just incredible. Anyway, big cover-up, of course. We will get to the bottom of it. Probably not. Or will we get to the bottom of it? Probably not. You always have a patsy, and it's obviously Harvey Oswald was a patsy. He may have pulled the trigger on one of the bullets, but I don't think on all 3. And I completely agree with him. And this is Tim Burkett. Here we go.
Hey everybody, Tim Burkett returning from a oversight committee, and we were talking about the John F. Kennedy, President Kennedy's assassination in 1963. Just some incredible testimony from the attending physician in the emergency room, and he taught us the way the bullets entered, where they came from, and they came from 2 dadgum different directions, and there were 4 bullets fired. It was just incredible. Anyway, it cover up, of course. Will we get to the bottom of it? Probably not. Personally, you always got a patsy, and so obviously, Lee Harvey Oswald was a patsy. He might have pulled the trigger on one of the bullets, but I don't think all 3, and that would have been bolt action, which is our Mannlicher carving, is an Italian carving. I got one somewhere. It was written up in a magazine one time as the only gun that never won a war. Oswald could have walked into a Western Auto and bought an M1 with a scope for under $50 at that time. It was just literally a Western Auto, but he chose a mail order Italian car. The whole thing's just crazy. Anyway, we're digging into it. Thank y'all for sending me here.
And I want to show you the Anna Paulina Lunar video where she talks about there were more than one shooter. Here we go. What's your priority list?
Our first investigation will be announced, but it's going to be covering on a thorough investigation into the John F. Kennedy assassination. And I can tell you, based on what I've been seeing so far, the initial hearing that was actually held here in Congress was actually faulty in the single bullet theory. I believe that there were two shooters, and we should be finding more information as we are able to gain access into this scale, hopefully before the files are actually released to the public.
You know, when you see stuff like this, you know, these are people that are elected officials, and they have power, but they have very limited power. And this is where the whole idea of a deep state comes in. And the deep state are those people that are entrenched in Washington, and it doesn't matter what administration is in the White House or who's in Congress. They're funded. And this is why, without getting too political here, Elon Musk is so important, because he's finding out where the money's going. So I'm going to show you something. Many things in that app. The biggest question I've always struggled with is the film footage in Zapruder film. So this is very intense stuff, and I'm gonna run this. I've seen it numerous times, and if you get hit from the back, you fall forward. If you get hit from the front, you go this way. Either that, or you completely suspended the second law of thermodynamics. Here's the clip. Here's the Zapruder film. So you'll see the limo come around the corner. There it is. And it goes behind the sign. And right here, remember, no one's standing on the back. Kennedy is now clutching his throat. Jackie leans in. The moment she pulls, now watch, she's in front. There's the headshot. And now finally the Secret Service guy, is in the back of a limo. And this was an absolute travesty. Because frankly, folks, it never should have happened. It absolutely never should have happened. If two Secret Servicemen had been on the rear bumper, there's no kill shot. Here's where I want to go with this. That's decades ago. I was on the phone the day of the attempted assassination with Donald Trump in Butler, Pennsylvania. The moment I heard about it, and I went right on my computer as I'm talking to Gary, and of course, mass pandemonium, I immediately said, this is Dallas 2.0. And here's the rub. Here's the rub. We know nothing about Butler. The whole thing has just gone away. No one talks about it. Nobody says a peep. All you hear about is still Russian collusion. You know, Hillary Clinton over the weekend, make everybody uncomfortable under Memorial Day. It's got to stop. James Comey, 8647. Seriously? Trump derangement syndrome is alive and well. Meanwhile, President Trump gets a standing ovation in Saudi Arabia. He's making peace throughout the world. Who got us into the war with Ukraine and Russia? How many billions of dollars were funded over there to Ukraine? Billions of dollars. Nobody says a peep. That's okay, right? Hunter Biden gets a total pass. That's totally okay. 20 million illegal aliens coming into the country. That's okay, right? Right? Men in women's sports. That's okay. Everything's okay, except Donald Trump trying to make peace in the Middle East. I hope he gets a Nobel Peace Prize. Am I saying the guy is without fault? Of course not. He's done some things in his past that he's ashamed of. I've done things in my past that I'm ashamed of. But I think he's a new man. Is he a little bombastic? Yeah, of course he is. It's Donald Trump, for crying out loud. That's not going to go away, not all of it. But I think there's a humility in him, a soberness in him that wasn't there in the first term. We need to find out what happened in Butler, PA. We need to find out what happened with JFK. If you have not seen the JFK film, it's something you really need to watch. Why? Because the JFK film shows what more than likely was the conspiracy. There were multiple shooters. The windshield, the presidential windshield, the throat shot came from the front. There was a bullet hole in the windshield. I could go on and talk about this all afternoon. So, conspiracy theory, wearing my tinfoil hat, you be the judge. Folks, thanks so much for watching. There's a lot more I could go with today, but I think this is enough. Memorial Day is coming up. Remember our president, JFK. Pray for our current president. Pray for Joe Biden's cancer and pray that the Lord would heal him. Folks, we are more divided now than ever before. We have a media that doesn't tell us the truth. We have a media that blatantly lies and lies all the time. And it's got to stop. And the only way it stops if you, the American people, rise up peacefully and begin to protest. Call your congressman. Thanks so much for watching, folks. Please hit the subscribe button. And I'm going to sign off by wearing my tinfoil hat. We didn't really get all over the map today, but we definitely were wearing a tinfoil hat because conspiracy theory, that whole idea came from the JFK assassination. Anyone who would challenge the Warren report, how dare you? How dare you do that? Well, it's decades later, and Congressman Burkett is challenging the report, as well as Anna Paulina Luna. Thanks so much for watching. Hit the subscribe button. We'll see you again soon.